Hello, everybody, and welcome back to podcast time. Hello, Tyler.
Yellow. How's my audio? Is it fine?
It's really loud.
Okay, hold on a second. There we go. Is that better?
No, it's the same.
Oh shit. That better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
So, we got a lot to talk about this podcast, but I'm going to go ahead and start off with a rant because I have to expel some of my rage because of, just crap that I have to deal with every single day. I'll start off by saying, Tyler, there is no way in hell that your job is harder than mine.
We talked about this on stream last night. We need to do a job swap before either of us can say that.
I worked from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. today.
I will admit you guys have longer. I will admit you guys work longer hours, which is actually illegal. You can't work that long.
I can work that long. You don't know the rules. I've read the
rule
rules.
Is 8 hours a day.
No, it's
max.
Not. No, it's not.
What is it then?
The rule is 8 hours without 15-minute breaks. If you have breaks, you're fine. I took a 15 and a 30 today. So I had 45 minutes of that where I wasn't working. But anyway, so this was a really stressful day. It was a Saturday, so Friday was truck day, and they didn't get everything done. They worked their asses off. We got like 20 pallets on Friday, so we had 4 more to do today. They worked. I got to give them some credit for the people who worked yesterday credit though, because man, they really did work quite hard on the rest of them. But it was really stressful. Because we had to put out the truck, we had to help everybody. I was a cashier pretty much the whole day, but that doesn't mean shit. Because I'm a guy, I started Stalker because our boss is super racist and sexist and stuff. And they actually won't hire black people. Which I think that's really effed up. But
that is stupid.
Right.
Why wouldn't you hire as many people as possibly could?
The last 3 black people they hired stole a lot of stuff, like money-wise, and just left. And so now they're basing everything off that, which is, I think, an awful thing to do. But anyway, so I'm going to start off with that point. Just the fact that the people who are the boss of me, they're awful. They're awful people. Deb, she's the main manager. She's an awful person. I hate her. She's very passive-aggressive, but it's like aggressive passive-aggressive. Where she's aggressively passive-aggressing against you. And it's really, I know that was a mouthful, but it really sucks.
That is a huge mouthful.
It really sucks. It really sucks. Because she'll, instead of telling you to fix something, she'll take it off the shelf and throw it on the ground in front of just where it was. She won't tell you what's wrong with it. Just throw it on the ground. And it's awful. So today we opened at 9. I got there at 11. I would have been working 8 to 2, but thank God I got it switched. I get there, and immediately they're like, "Alright, you need to be a cashier right now. We only have 1 guy." And then they take the guy and they send him with Ryan, who was the stalker, and they send him on his way. And so they're working on cans for a long time, and I have to wait until 1 when the other cashier that was closing comes. And then I get to go help everybody else with cat cans and dog and cat bales and dog food and all that nonsense. Just the stuff off the 4 pallets. Mind you, we didn't even get those 4 pallets done until 7:30. 7:30. Or no,
took
not
you that long to do 4?
6:30, sorry. Yeah, it took us that long to do 4. It's because it's a lot of hard work. They left us all the cans, and the cans take so long. Like, I know it doesn't sound awful, but it is. It really, really is. And I can't sometimes with it, because it really does suck. Like, genuinely suck. And so, also today, I'd just like to, just to push my stress even further, the computers, every time I would make a return on my computer, it would freeze. And we'd have to turn it off and turn it back on. And that would take 10 minutes. We got these lines of people waiting to get their stuff checked out. And it's just awful. Like, completely awful. And then, next thing happens, or the next thing I know, the other cashier's computer doesn't work at all. And they have to turn it off for 2 hours. 2 hours. So I'm the only cashier. We can no longer make returns. And then after a while, my card reader breaks. And so there are no available cashiers. We got lines of people waiting inside the store, and we got people just everywhere. It was such a busy day today. And for like 20 minutes, neither of our computers worked. After that, mine worked, and then, or after the 20 minutes, mine worked, and then 10 minutes after that, the other computer worked. And I went back to doing truck again. And guess what? The people who were working on truck weren't done yet. Oh boy! And I don't blame them for it. It's a really crappy job, and it really does suck. And in fact, the two of them worked the Friday before and did all the truck already, and, I can't blame them for not wanting to do it. It really was, like, the worst thing ever. And so, I'm going through it, right? And this is where my main point is for my rant. And I'm going to try to be as calm during this whole thing as possible, because it's less of a rant and more of a, what the hell is wrong with humanity? And I literally said, I've never wanted to strangle humanity more in my life. And then Husto asked me, who? And I said, humanity. He said, oh. I said, yeah. Because every time we do cans, right, we have to look up top of the shelf, about 6 rows up, or not 6 rows, 8 rows up, I think, is all the leftover cans, all the back stock, as we call it, which is basically just extra stuff that won't fit on the shelf where it goes. And you have to look up there, and then look for it where it goes on the shelf. Now, if it's not there, we put it there. If we could put one there, we put it there. But sometimes, I look at the shelf, and I can't find it. Do you know why, Tyler, I can't find it?
Why?
It's because some dingbat, some pompous jackass, took the cans from another part of the shelf and put them with where the cans that I'm looking for go. I literally found a spot today with 3 different kinds of cans in one spot. And the worst part is they make them so similar. We got a can that's adult chicken 7+, and then we have adult chicken ages 1 through 6. They're pretty much the same thing. And the tags that tell you what they are don't help very much. You have to look at the UPC. You gotta actually look at the numbers at the very end. And it's awful. And so, basically what I'm saying is, why? Why are people this way? Why can't they just put stuff back where they got them? And if you go down the toy aisle, the dog toy aisle, it's even worse there. They will take, there's like a panel that's about, 3 foot long, and there's like 10 of these panels, maybe 15 of these panels, and each panel has dog treats, or dog toys on them. They'll stand at the first panel, grab a toy, walk 3 panels down, and then drop it because they don't want it. And I don't mean they just, put it on the shelf either. Sometimes they literally drop it, kick it underneath the shelf. Yeah, don't even, like, I can't stand that. And then other times they'll just put it in another toy spot. Okay, so when truck comes on Friday, and I'm looking for this spot for a toy, there was one day where I looked for the same toy for 45 minutes, and I couldn't find it. Do you know why I couldn't find it, Tyler?
Why?
It's because some dingbat, some pompous shitbag, put a different toy in that spot. Because you know what? They thought, woo-hoo-hoo, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this toy. I bet my dog will love it. Nah! And they put it in the wrong spot. And God, it gets on my nerves so much. It's like my biggest pet peeve. Also, the cashier who was working with me tonight, just to add more stress onto my situation, is autistic. Not to the point where, like, to the point where, she literally breastfeeds her guinea pigs. I'll just let that sink in for a minute. Yeah, she breastfeeds her guinea pigs. She's awful. Okay, so
I don't have any words.
So, here's another reason why she's awful. Every time she'll call a stalker to the front, or she'll call me to the front, and she'll say, front, cashier, please, to the front, instead of cashier to the front, please. It's not that hard. Or she'll tell a stalker that they need crickets over the intercom, that everybody in the store can hear. She'll be like, stalker, crickets, 50, crickets, large, stalker, front, stalker. I mean, are you kidding me? How hard is it? And so one of our jobs as cashiers is to face the cat cans, which basically means make it look presentable. Oh boy. So I do my aisle. I do 5. It's good. Looks good. At this point, I'm so stressed out that I'm not really paying attention, so it might not have been great. But I go down 6, and this autismo says that she's done. She leaves earlier than the rest of us. I don't know why she gets to do that, but she does. And I go down her aisle. You know, first thing to my left, first panel of cat cans. Oh, well, this one's not done, this one's not done, this one's not done. Oh, this one's not done. Next panel, this one's not done, this one's not. You get the point. I don't know what she does when she's there, but it's nothing. She calls a manager up to the front every single time she has to do anything. I swear to God, and it's the worst. She calls a cashier up to the front when there's 2 people in line. Why? Because it takes her a long time to do her own person. I can't stand her. So anyway, that's part of the reason why I'm in such a awful mood. And another reason, and I like these people. I like them a lot as people. I just wish they would stop doing this because it gets on my nerves so much. So I worked with Keegan. We've done a podcast with him, Jacob, and Husto tonight. Husto doesn't do this. He's pretty good at it. Jacob is more noticeable that he's being sarcastic. But, like, we are just a bunch of assholes to each other. But Keegan takes it to the extreme. Like, you can't tell whether he's being sarcastic or not. And it's literally the worst. And I'm kind of fed up with it. Like, God. And Jacob will grab your nipples and twist them as well. And he did that to me today, and I smacked his arm really hard. I hate that. Ugh. Don't even get me started
Jesus
on that
Christ.
part. Yeah. You know, Keegan is Keegan, and he's kind of a jerk sometimes, but I don't know if he's doing it on purpose, if he actually hates me, or if he doesn't. All I know is I hate when he does that. Then Jacob, you know, he's pretty chill most of the time, until he's not, and he grabs your nipples and he tries to twist them. Or he's just, like, completely insane. But they're both good people, but that kind of just pushed me over the edge today. So I was being really sarcastic by the end of the day today, and it put me in a really bad mood. And basically what I'm saying is, why can't people just be good people? Why do you have to go out of your way to be sarcastic? Why do you have to go out of your way to grab something and put it in the wrong spot? Why can't you walk back and put it where it was? Why do you have to just not listen? Why do you claim you're done with something and then not be done at all? Like, people are lazy, man. People are really lazy. And it really shows where I work. And I'm not even talking, like, Jacob, Husto, Keegan, if you guys are listening, you guys are fine. I love you guys. Quit being as autistically sarcastic, though, because that's so annoying. Or at least make it more noticeably sarcastic, because I'm not sure how much of this I can stand. But yeah, anyway, that's what I wanted to say. And I know I wanted to make it as calm of a rant as I possibly could, and I think I succeeded. But anyway.
All right, my turn.
Cedar Point time. You're going.
No, I'm gonna compare what we have to do that is equal to or worse than what you do. So, we have some easy jobs. Being bagging is pretty easy. The easiest job by far is masks.
Oh,
Just
you have
stand out there.
baggers? You have baggers? Oh no, I do the
Yep.
cashiering and the bagging and the stocking all in the same night.
Well, that's because we have about maybe 2,000 people coming through each single line every day.
That's nothing.
So we're a higher scale of people that
2,000 people isn't a lot. I think your number is definitely higher than 2,000.
I don't fucking know. It's a lot of people. Okay. But anyway, mask is by far the easiest job. You just stand there and hand people masks. You help out in the bottle room if needed, and you clean the carts, which is really easy. Carts, they're just physically demanding, but other than that, they're very simple. They kill time, whatever. The two worst jobs that we have though are trash and the bathrooms. The bottle room can be pretty dirty, but usually it's pretty simple. Except when dumbass cans get stuck in the sensors, triggering that the bin is full when it's literally not even a quarter full. So you have to go under the machine and pull the can out and get gunk all over us. But, it's easy to wash off, whatever. It's fine. No, the bathrooms, I'm going to talk about the bathrooms first, okay? I don't know why. But every time I go and check the women's bathroom to see if it's clean or not, and if we need to, we clean it. Usually what I do, I just go in there, I pick up pieces of trash off the floor, and I'll wipe down the surfaces. That's usually what you need to do. No, almost every time I'm in there, there's always either one, toilet clogged, or two, cigarettes on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah. Unclogging a toilet, not fun, especially when it seems like 3 women took a Taco Bell level shit at the same time. That's not even that bad compared to the trash. Trash, we literally handle literal toxic sewage waste. It is the most god-awful smell you will ever smell in your life. It looks horrible. And it's liquidy, filthy, sewage, toxic sludge. Luckily, I don't have to do that very often. Okay, back to people that don't do work. Okay, we got this one guy. He usually works mornings and afternoons. He doesn't work evenings. But all he gets to do is bag. He's heavily autistic, so he can't push carts. He can't clean bathrooms. He can't do masks. All he can do is bag. He can barely even do that. Why is he still working when he can't even fulfill any of the jobs that others can? That pisses me off that he still gets to work there, and he still gets special need recommendations and stuff, and he gets special benefits. When I'm over here doing 3 million times as much work as he is, getting paid the exact same. He shouldn't even have a job.
Well, Tyler, I kind of disagree with you on that front. I feel like... Okay, so I have 2 things to say about people with autism. One, they should be treated like normal people, because the rest of the world isn't going to treat them like they're special. And if they are, then they're more than likely not going to be the people that's going to pay well. Like, high-end businesses will not hire people with autism because they have autism, because they won't be good for their money. And I feel like I got into a big argument with a friend.
That's not always necessarily true. Autism
Unless
sometimes makes people very smart.
Well,
what?
Like I'm talking about people who are literally like, yeah, or like people with Down syndrome, for instance. They're not. They're definitely capable people, but they're not the most capable people.
But they are capable. But sometimes they can be entitled dicks.
Yeah,
but that's a rare occasion.
Trump is not going to hire a person with Down syndrome to run a company. And I know it's a bad example because Trump's not exactly the best kind of guy. But you know what I'm saying here, right?
Yeah.
Like, these people, like, the people in the outside world aren't going to hire these people and then assign somebody to follow them around and help them. That's not how that works. Like, it might happen in some places, but it's not going to happen in the high-end businesses and stuff like that.
It's just annoying that all the rest of us have to do all the hard labor, and he can just stand there and beg. He could probably do some other jobs, maybe doing go backs or cleaning carts and doing masks and stuff like that. He could do that. I know he could. He's not completely severely autistic. He can talk to people, he can socialize and stuff. So he can do other jobs, but they're not going to give it to him.
And I think they should. I think jobs that he can do, he should be able to do. Because it just seems unfair to them, even. Like, why? I feel like, I know it's a little different for me to say this because I'm not autistic. I have ADHD, but I wouldn't consider that autism. But anyway. So, I feel like if I did have autism, I wouldn't want to be treated like I have autism. I would want to be treated normal, because I feel like me already without autism, everything that makes me not normal makes me feel bad about myself. Like, it's really bad, and I don't like being treated differently than anybody else, and it just sucks, dude. I think that everybody should just be equal to each other. Like, you're talking about black and white. Well, what about everything else? What about autistic and not autistic? What about, male and female? What about, just stuff like that?
Right.
Like, people are going about it completely wrong. And I know a lot of people get slack for saying all lives matter. In my opinion, no lives matter. I don't like people. I really don't. Everybody thinks they have a purpose. Nobody has a purpose. This is not a TV show. You're not in there to enhance the plot. But everybody thinks that they are. Everybody. Even I do sometimes. I think that there has to be a purpose for me doing this. There always has to be. But there isn't. So they make up a reason for there to be a purpose, or they make up a purpose. You don't have a purpose, man. You live to reproduce and die. That's it. Nothing else. Maybe survive, but I wouldn't even say that. Just live, reproduce, and die. That's it. And anybody who thinks otherwise is probably wrong. Anyway, continue on with your work. I got sidetracked and I forgot what I was talking about.
I think I think they're giving you more work than me for some reason. Because you have, in my perspective, you have a combined role of a stocker, a cashier, and a courtesy clerk, all in one.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks, but also we have annoying people. We have lots of annoying people that just either they choose not to wear a mask. Oh, they choose they want to get coin change back when we can't give coin change. So they go complain to the front desk about it. They run in, they try and literally pry open the doors when they're closed, because we close our entrance at 9. So you only come out one door, even though we close at 11. And, you get people that they see a cart corral outside in the parking lot, completely free, put a cart in there. No, they put it on the lawn or in the wood chips instead. That's annoying. It takes more work to put it in the wood chips than it does the actual cart corral itself. Yeah. And then there's people that put stuff where they're not supposed to go and stuff. And then there's people that don't speak English. They come up to you. I've talked to many Spanish people and even some Japanese people as well. They come up and show me some raid bug killer, and they say, "Wear this," and I'm like, "I don't know where it is." That's my one weakness, really. I don't know my way around the store. Well, I do know my way around the store, but I don't know where everything is.
Right.
That's my one weakness still, but. Did I tell you we had to take a survey last time I was at work, which was Thursday, right? No, Wednesday. I had to take a survey. Everybody's trying to take a survey from now until like October 2nd. And the lady said, give an honest opinion about how the store is being ran in your perspective. And that just gave me the green light to say, yup, I'm going to shit all over this place. And do what I can do. But I mean, our supervisors and stuff, they do a good job. For what they're doing. I mean, so they don't get paid much more than we do, I think. And they really don't have to do as much physical work. They do a lot more mental work, scheduling and keeping track of people, stuff like that. And then they also have to, they also work in fuel. You know, fuel is a completely different department, not even inside the main store, so you got to go outside to do that. I don't know, it's just stressed out and stuff, and I get it. But if you're not capable of being able to run the position, find somebody else who is, because there are people that could run it, or pay them more so that they feel more needed to run the position. Because I think some people, I could tell there's favoritism in the in the service counter, the people that run our schedules and stuff. There's favoritism for most of them. The only one that doesn't really apply to that, her name's Chriselle. She's very determined to do what she wants to do. She can be a total bitch sometimes, but normally she's alright. Other than that, there's favoritism. They favor, this one guy's name's Danny. He's an absolute asshole, but everybody loves him, so he's not going anywhere. He has a girlfriend, his name's Emily. She's even more of an asshole, and she's leaving on her own terms, which is awesome. I can't wait till she's gone, because she and Danny can work. Danny will work the mornings, she'll work the afternoons, and Danny will just stand around in the store doing nothing the entire day. He doesn't go home, he doesn't do anything. He just stands there.
Tyler, we're 30 minutes in. We're 30 minutes in, just to let you know.
Okay, fine. I'll cut it off there. I'll save it for another work stories video. They do a few more stories I've left out, but
we want to get to Cedar Point.
Cedar Point. Okay, talk about your latest trip to Cedar Point.
It was good. I had the recording last weekend. Early September at this point, I guess I would just say. I don't know when people are going to watch this, if they're going to watch it or whatever, they're not. And, it's during COVID. So originally my thought was, this is going to suck. Everybody's going to have to be 6 feet apart. We're not going to have to wear masks. The lines are going to be so long. But actually, I think COVID did a lot of good for Cedar Point. From my perspective, not from Cedar Point's perspective, because they probably have lost a lot of money so far. So the lines were short. The longest line I was in was an hour and 30 minutes, which is insane. I rode Top Thrill Dragster twice in 30 minutes. Twice. If that doesn't tell you how short the lines were,
especially in the daytime. Especially in the daytime. That's really good.
Exactly. It was insane.
Yeah.
But so it was actually, the masks weren't that bad, because every time you had a drink or food, you could have your mask off. And they actually have areas where you can sit without your mask on. You just have to be socially distanced, which originally I thought was a stupid idea, but then I realized it actually would probably be very helpful for a lot of people that have health conditions and stuff. And
yeah, the more that I've worn my mask, I've realized that it's not that big of a deal unless you're playing football or something. It's not that big of a deal. So it's tolerable. I can tolerate them pretty easily.
Yeah, it's another thing that they were doing, because it's Halloween season. So, and also I just realized
Halloween weekends.
I realized when I was there that I've never been to Cedar Point other than when it was decorated in Halloween style. I've never been there. I think it's kind of weird. It would be weird for me to go there when it's not Halloween, and it would be different for me. So, in the past, the Halloweens have been really kind of cool. The first time I went was for my brother's birthday, and it was really cool there. It was really, really cool. All the Halloween decorations were awesome. They had some cool spooky people going around. They had a bayou boat thing. It was really cool. But obviously it had to change this year because of COVID. But they added some weird food thing. It was like a spooky food, and if you bought like this pass, you could have like 3 of the spooky foods around there. And I was walking around, and although it seemed like a good idea, I'm not sure how much of that was actually any good. I didn't try any because I didn't get the pass, but my dad did, and he said he didn't like it, a lot of it. And by the way, the place they have there with like the what are they called? They're like calzones basically. I can't remember what they're called though.
Strombolis.
Strombolis. The place with the Strombolis. That's a great place. I love eating there. I've gone there twice now, and also the fryer one, with like the fries where you can put like garlic stuff on them. Those fries are really good.
Oh, that must be. Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah. Every time we go to Cedar Point, we always get cheese fries. Make it a point to get some cheese fries at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. So. The lines weren't long. The food was easy to get. I rode a lot of roller coasters. Like normally when I go to Cedar Point, I ride maybe 3 or 4 because the lines are so long. But this time I rode almost every single one. And again, I rode Top Thrill Dragster twice.
That's my question. What major things were closed?
Nothing. Nothing was closed. No rides were closed. The only things that were closed were a lot of like the food places. And just like things that would be kind of awful with COVID, like one of the only complaints I have is the amount of food places that were open. Like it seemed to me that only half of them were, and that wasn't great.
That's explainable though.
Yeah, but that's pretty much my only complaint though, is just that, because everything else was good. It was also like really nice outside. It was like high 70s, low 80s the whole time, which was really good because it wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold, and it felt really nice going up and down the roller coasters. I do have another complaint about Cedar Point, but that wasn't just from this trip, that's just in general. That's just like theme parks in general, where every bit of food has to be like $20 for each item. It's just ridiculous. But I think overall it was a good trip. I went with a bunch of friends. We had some fun. I did record some vlog stuff, but I'm still deciding whether or not I want to even post it because it was kind of bad. I might post some of it, but not all of it. Anyway, so that was my trip to Cedar Point. Tyler, you said you wanted to talk about one?
We were supposed to go to Cedar Point this year. We were going to have fast passes. We were going to stay all day. It's going to be great. And no, that's it. COVID happened and we didn't go. But we're going to go next year. It transfers over to next year, which I think is really nice of them. So I'm excited to go. But we went. So the last 2 times I went, I'm only going to talk about the 2 most recent trips I've had because that's when I actually rode roller coasters there and stuff. It was 2018. We went for Halloween weekends. That was really fun. We rode basically everything. It was nice. It was really humid, but it was nice. I got to ride Top Thrill Dragster when it was foggy, so when we got up to the top, you couldn't see anything. We were like literally in the clouds. That was really cool. But then last year was a complete shit show. We walked. Our main plan was me, Eli, my brother, and one of his friends. This was for like church and stuff. We went because we were alternating trips. We went to Michigan's Adventure in 2018. Then we were going to Cedar Point 2019. We were going to go to Michigan's Adventure again this year. Back in like June, and that got canceled. But anyway, we went, and our plan was my brother suggested let's go to Millennium Force first and ride that. But I'm like, no, we're going to Steel Vengeance because I knew Steel Vengeance was going to be a shit long wait because in 2018, even at night with light crowds, literally Valraven was a walk-on, Raptor was a walk-on, Dragster was a walk-on. Maverick was even really close to a walk-on. Nope, Steel Vengeance was still a 2.5 hour wait. So I knew it was still going to be a long wait, but we got there first. I said we'd get there. Nope. Got to the back of the line. 4.5 hours we stood in line for that ride. I'm never doing that again. It was horrible. And then we went to lunch after that. Then me, my brother, and his friend all went to jump in line for Maverick. That was a 3.5-hour wait. Meanwhile, Eli and my dad went and rode Cedar Creek Mine Ride, which I still haven't ridden but yet, and I want to. So I regret not going with Eli. We didn't even jump in Maverick. We just went back. Then we eventually went to the front of the park, stood in Raptor for another 2.5 hours, maybe even more. That was horrible. We eventually did get to ride that, though. And then we rode Gatekeeper after like another 2 hours of waiting. And it was horrible. And that's all we did. We rode Steel Vengeance, Raptor, and Gatekeeper. We didn't even attempt to get in line for Millennium Force, Dragster, Maverick, Magnum, which is actually a really fun ride for me. Valkyrie, we didn't even try any of those. And I figured out that the top 3 rides for wait times, like longest wait times, are Steel Vengeance, Valraven, and Maverick, top 3 in that order. That's what I figured out. Why? I don't know. But yeah, that's what I have to say. Overall, both experiences, last year was not fun. 2018 was really fun. Halloween was really fun. It was really well themed. They had a nice scare zone in the back, and that was really fun. But I was going to go and vlog it this year, and I'm going to vlog it next year, though. Because it's really fun. That's all I have.
Next year, we're going to be... How old are you now?
I'm going to be 18 when we go next. Unless we go in, like, April or... Well, they're not even open in April. Yeah, I'll be 18 when we go next.
The year after that, you and I should go, and we should bring friends. And then we could vlog it for real.
Well, we're going... Me and my family are going, because we already have fast passes set up for the 4 of us, and coordinating.
Yeah.
My friend...
2022, you and I should go with a bunch of other friends.
I want to go to a different amusement park somewhere else in the United States. To see what it's kind of like.
Let's go vlog at Disney.
No, we're not vlogging Disney. I've been to Disney World.
Six Flags. Let's go to Six Flags.
We can go to There's a few Six Flags around here. I want to go to the Great Adventure. That's in New Jersey. There's one in Illinois, though. Kentucky. Well, no, there's not one in Kentucky, but there are some cool parks in Kentucky. I want to go around, do some road tripping with those. That'd be fun.
I would love to go on a road trip with a bunch of friends. That'd be awesome.
I've got a thing called coaster trips, and there's one I've got for the Midwest, the East Coast, the West Coast, Texas, Florida, and Canada. Different trips. Some of them are really long, some of them are really short, but I'd love to do at least one of those one day. Trip around the part of the United States, go to different parks, ride stuff, have a great time.
Yeah, that's
really expensive.
Trips
so
like
we need
that
a lot
are
of money.
really good to do with friends as well.
I'd take friends. I would totally take friends. But again, that's really expensive. That's what's holding me back, obviously, is being expensive.
Well,
especially the longer ones.
I'm not even sure where I'm going to live. Right now I live in Michigan. I'm not even sure where I'm going to live in that far in the future because I'm going to become a marine zoologist. I don't know where I'm going.
You might move to California or Florida or something like that, probably,
right, exactly.
Where there's warmer climates.
I can move to LA, become one of those kinds of YouTubers. Tyler, you want to move to LA?
I don't want to move to California. They're on fire.
Oh yeah, I already forgot.
We gotta go to like Florida. Be Florida men.
I feel like it would be really cool if we ever got to the point where we had this big YouTube group of friends and we all lived in like a similar area or like had an office building together. We all just went in all the time and just like,
no, we get an office building downtown, Pringles Unincorporated or something like that,
We'd have
and
to come
it's
up
literally
with a
labeled.
Name. It wouldn't be called Pringles Unincorporated or Jeff the Mellows or anything like that. We'd have to come up with like our own original unique thing.
That would be great.
Because if we'd make a YouTube group, it would have more than just you and I. Of course, I mean, we kind of already do, and it has you, me, and Brian like very frequently. And I mean, Eli is probably the next frequent after that. Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to ask you, what's the longest ride you've or ever had to wait in line for, or what's the longest wait you've
Oh,
ever had?
that was Steel Vengeance, 4.5 hours. And the time only said 2.5 hours, so we expected it to be pretty quick. No, 4.5 hours.
So,
Great.
I went to Cedar Point last year as well, for the band trip actually, and there's a video that I posted on my YouTube channel from that. It's just us dancing in front of like a merry-go-round or whatever. But yeah, we waited in the line for Valraven for like 5.5 hours, maybe
Oh
more.
yeah, Valraven. At the peak of the day, Valraven can get anywhere upwards of maybe 6.5 hours
Yeah,
at its max.
we danced
It is
to
insane.
the same song the entire time. It was me, Dawson, Vincent, Brandon, and this kid named Kent Wood. I don't know if you know him, but he's cool. He's a cool kid.
I do.
So all five of us were dancing to Shrexophone for 5 hours. 5 hours straight. We were like jamming the whole time. It was actually really fun. I'm glad I went on that trip. I have some really good stories from it. Next time we get Brandon on, I think we should talk about some of them.
You mean soon?
Yeah, soon. Because he's going to be on pretty soon. I'm excited for that. I'm really excited for him to come back over. I've got some cool stuff planned for him. But like I said last time I talked about this, I don't think I'm going to do more Minecraft Feet Wrangling at the moment. I still have to build some more stuff and implement some more story. I don't want it to be like, completely staged. I want us to, which is why everything's so spread out in that. Because I want us to like experience non-scripted stuff. I don't want it to feel like a scripted thing. I want the main quest to be play Minecraft, the side quest to be save up suck enough,
Yeah.
It's a good story. I like it. So, yeah. So that's probably my longest wait line. Have you ever been to Disney?
I have. It was 9 years ago.
Oh dang. Well, I went on the 5th grade or 6th grade trip. That was really fun.
I rode one roller coaster there. While there, it's called I don't even know it's still there. It's in Epcot and it's called Test Track. At least it was in Epcot. It's called Test Track. I was freaking the fuck out the entire time, but probably wouldn't be anything too spectacular if I rode it again. But I rode it with my dad. It was pretty fun. I didn't go in the Epcot ball though.
No, that's not worth it. That's not even worth it. We should go on a trip to Disney. I'll grab you. I'll grab Eli. I'll grab Brandon.
We spent 2 days. We went there for a full week, and we did each of the 5 parks. But we spent an extra day in both Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom. And I really was glad we did Animal Kingdom. We did the safari twice. That was really fun. I loved Animal Kingdom. It's by far my favorite one.
Animal Kingdom's the best.
We stayed in a hotel in Animal Kingdom, and you got to go on your balcony and look at animals. That was really cool. I enjoyed that. Magic Kingdom was pretty fun. Epcot was pretty fun. I think Epcot. I don't remember what the other ones even were.
Hollywood Studios.
I don't remember the other Hollywood Studios,
and...
which was pretty fun. Which was pretty fun too.
I can't even remember. Is that it? Is there one more?
No, there's a 5th one.
I can't remember what it is.
I don't know what it is either.
I know there's the shopping district or whatever. That's really cool. It's got
Downtown
awesome,
Disney.
Yeah, it's got a lot of awesome stuff there. It doesn't have rides though, but I'm not.
No, but you can get in there for free and walk around stores and shops and stuff.
And they got a lot of cool stores and a lot of cool stuff in the stores.
We went to Universal Studios 3 years ago that was an awesome trip. We went to that was fun. That was a year before I actually got over my fear of roller coasters, and I regret it to this day that I didn't ride Dragon Challenge. I didn't ride Dragon Challenge. And that ride's gone now, and I really want to ride it, and I'm too scared to. But if we do go back, I mean, there's some good rides around there. It's fun. Jurassic Park was really fun, but they converted it to Jurassic World, so it'd be cool to go back and see what it was like now. Because it was pretty fun.
The Jurassic Park ride was really cool.
The water one?
Yeah, where you go down that
I rode that
cliff at the very end. And there's like
I
the
was
T-Rex
freaking the
behind you.
fuck out the entire time on the ride, but I don't regret not doing it because I told myself, I'm going to ride this ride. I don't care. It's a Jurassic Park water ride. I'm going to ride it. And I did, and I'm glad I did.
Initially, when I first remember going to Disney for the first time, I've been there like 2 times previous to that, to what I remember. But they have the movie. Do you know the movie Dinosaur? With like the lemurs and stuff in it. It's like the extinction level, and the main character is an iguanodon. You know what I'm talking
I
about?
have no clue what you're talking about.
It's a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. But they have a ride based on it in Disney. And this is kind of an embarrassing story, but I freaked out because I've seen Jurassic Park and all that. And so before I even went on the ride, I never even rode that ride that time. It took me until the next time I went to ride that ride because I was terrified because I thought that the dinosaurs were real. And I was like, no, we can't ride it. We're going to get eaten. We can't ride it. Oh my God, no. And yeah, I cried. I cried until they kicked me off. My dad was so mad at me. But I don't regret going on it the second time, except for one thing about Disney is that the rides break down all the time. All the time. And the next time when I went on that was on the 6th grade trip, and we broke down. It was me, Wesley, my mom, and I think his mom was in there too, and maybe Gage. I don't remember if he was in that ride or not. We broke down right in front of a Carnotaurus, and it was like the lighting was red and stuff, and it was like really terrifying because there are some realistic looking dinosaurs in there. And it was really freaking creepy where we broke down at. It's like getting broke down on It's a Small World. Like, that would creep me out so much. The lights go out and you're just in darkness with a bunch of tiny creepy dolls.
Oh my God. I'd love to go back to Disney. I'd love to go back to Universal. That Universal trip could be its own podcast on its own. That was a complete roller coaster. Literally, like, ironically, it's a complete roller coaster of what happened. Because we drove it. We drove the entire way there. For some reason, we decided to take the long route going there. Took the shorter route coming back. We learned from our mistakes. But I could talk about the car ride there because we drove straight through from here to Florida, which wasn't fun. But I could talk about what was going on behind the scenes while we were all there. Because that's when I started realizing that phones are cool. But I'm not going to go too in depth in it because I don't want to. Saving some of the more private details for a different podcast.
Yeah, I have to say that I quite enjoy theme parks a lot.
I do. I
really
love
fun.
them.
The experience of like being okay. So another thing I would love to do is a while back, Brandon invited me to go with him to Frankenmuth, to like a water park hotel, and I've never just gone to a hotel just to go to a hotel. That's just never something my family's ever done. If we're going to stay in a hotel, it's because we're out of town, we're in like a theme park, or we're going to visit family in another state or whatever. But that was one of the best experiences I've ever had with a friend ever. Like, I would love to go back to the same place in Frankenmuth and take like more friends. Take Brandon again, take other friends. And just to have just to get 2 different hotel rooms and 4 friends in each room. And it would just be a really good experience, just us hanging out for the weekend. Another thing I've wanted to do for so long is go on a camping trip or like a backpacking canoeing trip with a bunch of friends. The only problem I have with that is most of my friends aren't into camping or canoeing or backpacking, and most of them are just, indoors, video games, sit around on the couch and do nothing all day people. So that's a little disappointing, but I'm going to try to see if I can get that at some point, and I'm going to vlog that, and it's going to be really fun, and I'm really looking forward to doing more stuff like that.
I don't know if I'd want to go on a canoeing or backpacking trip.
Oh, I love it.
Maybe not like camping, maybe go like on a day hike or something, but I'd love to do road tripping. That's what I want to do. I want a road trip.
Me too.
Have a good time. My main goal is to take. I want to take you. I want to take Brian. I want to take Eli. Take Hunter. We're all gonna go to VidCon one day and have a
Yeah,
great time in California. We can even go to Disneyland. Oh, it's gonna be great.
that would be awesome.
See how many people recognize us. What if we get recognized? What if me at 66 subscribers, or you at 36 subscribers, get recognized at an event like VidCon?
That would be awesome. We could stroll in there like we're some sort of big YouTubers, and be like, "Who are you guys? Oh, you've never heard of us? My name is Jeff of the Mellows, and his name is Pringleston. We do a podcast. It's really good. You should check us out. Why don't you drop a subscribe?" And at the time, we'll have like bots, so it looks like we have millions of subscribers, and so we'll just get hundreds of thousands of subscribers from this event. The bots will turn off a week later, and then we'll just have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and we'll just go with it, and we'll get bigger from there. Just cheating our way through it. That would be really funny.
That'd be hilarious.
I can't imagine going somewhere in public and somebody recognizing me from a video. That would be insane.
Like somebody random too. Like we're getting these people like BTN or like
Cohen, he's from New Zealand.
Cohen, or some of the other people from last night recognizing us in public.
That's when you know you're big. That's when you know you're big. When somebody asks for a photo.
That's when you know it's real. That's when you know it's real. Like these people are real people, not bots or not just careless people or anything. And like this is happening.
Yeah.
You like that's when you know it's good. All right. We should probably wrap it up.
Right.
So we can do.
So anyway, I'll see y'all in the next one. Thanks for listening to our podcast. This is the official start to season 2, by the way. I forgot to mention. I feel like we are still looking for a third member, but that's a little far down the line right now. But as of right now, it is season 2, episode 1. So anyway, thanks for hanging around. See you later, Tyler.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.